Hi everyone, Janie here. Welcome back to my garden. Okay, it is the next morning. I spent hours yesterday unboxing all of my sample plants from Proven Winners. I worked with Proven Winners last year. It was amazing. They sent me some plants to try out in my Zone 9B garden, and it was just so fantastic working with such a great company. And they did it again this year, which I am a very lucky girl, and we took it up a notch this year. I mean, it's just insane how many plants I have in my little greenhouse right now. Like every square inch is covered with gorgeous Proven Winner annuals, and I cannot wait to share them with you guys. They are so beautiful. So I started unboxing yesterday. I will link that video up above, and then I ran out of daylight. It was, I had gotten home from my Master Gardener's training class. It was a Friday. I haven't had that much fun on a Friday night probably since college, honestly, but it was it's just so exciting. It's just so exciting, you guys. So what I thought I would do, I got all the boxes I got all the plants unboxed. They're all out here. I did leave some of them in their packaging because they are 2024s. 2024, Proven Winners did send me some 2024 annuals to try out this year. I am not allowed to talk about them yet. I will be allowed to talk about them pretty soon, but I have to wait for the all clear just to make sure that I don't spoil the secrets before they're out. So you guys will see some that are packed up, and I might even blur some out if I can figure out how to do that on my computer. But I will talk about those at a later date. Right now, let me show you the other ones that I got. I got a lot of the new 2023s, the ones that you can get in the garden centers this year. So the ones that are available to you, you can get them from provenwinners.com online, or you can get them at your local garden center, depending on if you have access to them. So I got a lot of the new ones, and then I got some of the classics that we all know and love. And a lot of them I actually haven't tried in my garden before. So I'm excited to try it. Let me show you. Okay, so first off, let me give you guys a look of what my greenhouse looks like right now. It is so incredibly amazing. I am going to be taking so many pictures of this because what a dream come true, right? I mean, can you imagine having a greenhouse filled with Proven Winners annuals? I feel so lucky. I'm so incredibly excited, you guys. All right, so let me get started. Of course, I'm not going to go through everything. These are the 2024s right here, and I am not going to talk to you guys about these yet. I will talk to you guys about them as soon as I get the all clear. But as of right now, I don't have clearance to tell you guys anything about the 2024s or even show you guys them. But they are extremely cool, and I can't wait to tell you guys. Okay, so let me get started. I'm not gonna talk about every single one because then I don't know. I feel like this will be an hour-long video. But okay, so Supertunia Stormburst. I love Supertunia Sparkling Amethyst. Supertunias do so incredibly well in our climate. They do so well, and they actually last over winter. So they're not even annuals for us, which is super neat. And money, great bang for your buck. This year, I decided to try something different. I'm trying the Supertunia Stormburst. It's not new, but it's new to me. But I just thought that was so pretty, and I just love the little stripy look. To me, it just looks so interesting. So this is going to take place of my Sparkling Amethyst this year. Now, I'm sure you guys are eyeing this one. Like, how could you not, right? This is new for 2023. This is Supertunia Persimmon. Oh my goodness. Like, first of all, look at how good they look after I just unboxed them last night. They are just popping up. Okay, so here's what they say about Supertunia Persimmon. This is obviously new, so I've never tried it before. But what they say is this is just as vigorous as the Supertunia Vista series. And the way that they do it, they have Supertunia Mini Vistas, which are very small but vigorous. Then they have the regular Supertunias, which are more vigorous than regular petunias, but they're not like crazy. And then they have Supertunia Vista series, which is like the Supertunia Bubblegum or the Supertunia jazzberry that is like, you know, 4 feet wide and just crazy to come from one plant. Like, talk about great bang for your buck. So what they said is that the Supertunia persimmon is just as vigorous as the Supertunia Vista series, but it is a more of a trailing habit. So it doesn't like, climb on itself like the other Supertunia Vistas do. So it's really, really good to use as spillers in containers, which is exactly how I'm going to use them this year. And I did have someone who works for Proven Winners tell me that when she grew these last year, they were like, she said it was amazing because they were all like the flowers were all facing her all the time. It had such an interesting growth habit. So I can't wait to see how they do. I am going to be planting these with toucan coral canna, which I'm so excited. I have never grown canna before, you guys. I don't know how it's gonna do. I feel like it would do really good in our hot environment. We are very dry, so I'll just have to see, but I am so excited to try this. And how beautiful, toucan coral with the persimmon, and then also my Sweet Caroline upside key lime, which this is, I talked about this yesterday, but this is the climber Ipomea, which is just, it's just so interesting. You can kind of already see, look, it's like trying to grab onto things. So I cannot wait to try these. I have 2 of these and they're gonna go on, can you see my pergola right there? They're gonna go on my pergola right there. So yeah, so I just think it's gonna be so incredibly cool. So let's see, then I have Color Blaze Mini Me Watermelon, and this is what we know as a coleus, okay? It's a coleus, but it's now called a plectranthus. Does that make sense to you? I had a hard time grasping that. But it is absolutely beautiful. It is, you know, like the coleuses we know and love. It has the coolest color and it has a smaller habit. So coleus and Ipomea, they're great, like pairings for other plants, but sometimes they're so vigorous they can take over. So if you want to plant them in like a window box or a container, sometimes it'll take over. Well, Color Blaze Mini Me, right? Mini Me, that should be the key. It is smaller, right? It's smaller, so it plays nicer with friends, basically. And it's sun to shade. So you can basically plant that wherever you want in your garden and you're gonna be good. Okay, now Truffula Pink Gomphrena. I love this plant. It is the Proven Winners Annual of the Year this year. I am actually shocked that it's taken so long to be Annual of the Year. It should have been Annual of the Year a while ago, I think, because I think it's that good of a plant. Gomphrena, which is what this is, loves heat. Loves heat. So it might be kind of slow to take off, right? But then as soon as you get in the hot part of the summer where everything else is kind of like, oh, I'm not happy, this plant is just going to go crazy. It's so amazing. I've grown it for a couple years now. And again, I'm surprised it took so many years to be Annual of the Year because it is just incredibly amazing. I am trying Vermillionaire Kufia this year. I've never tried this one before. The reason why I'm trying, can you guys guess why I'm trying this one? I have a hummingbird nest in my front yard. I have a mama hummingbird. There's a hummingbird nest. So I have babies that I have to feed. And this plant is one of the best hummingbird attractor plants, hummingbird feeding plants. They love this plant just because the shape of the bloom, they can stick their little, what do you call it, a beak or their tongue or whatever, however hummingbirds eat, but they just absolutely love this plant. So this was an emotional pick for me because I had to feed my babies, right? So I'm excited about that. And I hear that Vermillionaire Kufia does amazing in our hot environment. So yeah, so we'll see how those do. These I kind of went over yesterday. I just have to show you guys this A Romance Nemesia. So A Romance Nemesia, this one is A Romance Pink. The new one for 2023 is A Romance Mulberry, which is gorgeous. A Romance. I had Grow For Me 5B on Instagram. They grew A Romance Mulberry with a dark coleus. I don't think they grew this one. This is Torchlight. Is it Torchlight? I'm pretty sure it's Torchlight. No, I can't find it. Yeah, Torchlight. Color Blaze Torchlight. So they said the A Romance Nemesia Mulberry, A Romance Mulberry Nemesia mixed with the dark coleus was absolutely beautiful. So I'm not doing exactly that this year because I really wanted to try the A Romance Pink. So Nemesia, doesn't do as well in heat. It kind of fades in heat like a bacopa or maybe a lobelia, but the A Romance series is supposed to handle the heat so much more than regular Nemesias. So I've really only tried regular Nemesias, so I'm excited to see how they do. Plus A Romance does have a beautiful, beautiful smell to it. So I'm excited to try those. Then over here, I have all my Lantanas. I have more over here. I have so many Lantanas this year, which I'm really excited about because how good are Lantanas for your heat, right? It's just fantastic. So I do have Luscious Royale Pina Colada. This is the new one, Luscious Royale Lemon Tart. It's so beautiful. It's so bright. Royal Cosmo. I'm trying to hide the 2024s from you guys. I'm having a hard time. And then I have this Luscious Berry Blend. So they're all kind of getting mixed together. This one I am so excited about. This is called Ladybird Sun Glow Calilophus. Look at this plant. Look at this. And this one is supposed to be fantastic for heat, like absolutely amazing for heat. I've seen some pictures of people who have grown this in Southern California, right? They're a little hotter than us. Well, at least where this person was growing. And she said that this was amazing and it like trailed and it just bloomed all season long. So I cannot wait to see how this does because I feel like this could be like a total staple for me, like long-term staple. All right, then I have Lady Godiva Yellow Calendula. I've actually never tried this one before, so I'm excited to try it. I have Artist Pearl Ageratum. I'm just gonna call it floss flower because that's another name for it, is floss flower. My mom grew Artist Blue last year. It was stunning. It looked so incredibly beautiful, you guys. So I had to try the Artist Pearl this year. I'm gonna put it in the same garden bed as this pure white butterfly Marguerite Daisy. Look at how pretty. Look at how pretty this is. Oh, I had someone ask me, this one gets 18 to 36 inches tall. So we'll see how that does. But oh my goodness, isn't that, oh, it's just gonna be so pretty. Okay. These are the big ones, right? These are the big releases for this year. Supertunia Mini Vista Scarlet, Supertunia Mini Vista Yellow, right? So look at this plant. Look at this plant. I was just thinking, how do I describe this color? And I don't know. It's a red with a pinky undertone to it, I guess is how I would say it. But I just realized that this is the color of red that I always look for to paint my toenails during the summer. I don't know if that helps you guys, but to me, there's like a certain red color for summer that I always look around and I always try and find in a nail polish color. And this is that red. This is that red color. So if that helps, right? So I am super excited to get this in the ground and see how it does. Supertunia Mini Vista, they are super vigorous, but obviously they have tinier blooms compared to a regular Vista, Supertunia Vista, right? But they are just as vigorous. They're just amazing. Supertunia Mini Vista Yellow, they're going in different garden beds. The thing about the Mini Vista Yellow is sometimes yellow flowers can fade in the sunlight. I've never really had that experience with yellow flowers fade, maybe because I've often used Proven Winners annuals, but this one is supposed to not fade in the sun. So that should be really interesting to see how this does. So these two are both new for 2023. Okay, now we're coming down here. Bear with me, you guys. Okay, so we have Meteor Shower Verbena. This is another one that does fantastic for hot environments like us. I've actually grown this one before, so I know how well it does. I am putting this one, look at this. This is Augusta Lavender. I actually grew this last year and I made the mistake and I put it underneath, what is the sunflower called? I'll put it right on the screen right now. But basically it just smashed it the whole time. So this thing never had a chance to grow up and to bloom. And so I'm doing it different this year. So I'm gonna do that and that and that. Isn't that going to be beautiful? Oh, so this is Supertunia Vista Snowdrift. This is another one of the Vista series. It's amazing, absolutely amazing. Augusta lavender heliotrope. It's supposed to be absolutely incredible for hot climates. And then meteor shower verbena. Okay, let's see what else we have. This is High Noon Euryops. Same thing. I did the same thing last year. I put it with something else that was super vigorous, so it didn't do as well. I am putting this one and this one in the landscape this year, so I can really see how it does. But High Noon Euryops is another one that's going to do so fantastic for our heat. Plus, it will keep blooming from now all the way to like December. Somebody who lives in Illinois told me that it was blooming in November for her in Illinois, right? In cold Illinois. So yeah, talk about bang for your buck. Okay, so let's see. Surefire Rose Begonia. These kind of got smashed because they are huge plants, right? So don't look at, this is not usually what they look like. I grew these last year, actually, and the year before. I love them, and they do. I'm so shocked how well the begonia does for me here in zone 9B, but it absolutely thrives. It does so good. So I am actually adding these to where my other ones are. But this year I am trying this double up pink begonia. So this one is going to be smaller than this one. It's not going to get as big as this one. It's going to be a little bit more compact. I'm pretty sure, I have to check my notes, but I'm pretty sure I'm putting it with this torchlight coleus. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that gorgeous? So this double up pink, it has more green leaves compared to the Surefire Rose. So it should be really interesting. And then it has these double, sorry about the shadow, has these double flowers right here. So I'm just so interested to see how these do, because these did so fantastic. The Surefire Rose, I'm just excited to see how these are going to perform. I just can't wait. Lemon Coral Sedum. We all know and love this one. This is, if you guys haven't tried this and you live in a hot area like I do, try it. Absolutely try it. This is a new one for me. This is called Diamond Snow. There's Diamond Mountain, Diamond Frost. It's a euphorbia, which euphorbia is fantastic for hot environments as well. You can kind of see a theme here. But the interesting thing about Diamond Snow is that it has very, like, how do I say this? It's very floriferous. That is, I am not pronouncing that right. It has very dense amount of flowers. So you basically don't see any leaves. You just see white, which is so cool. So I'm excited to see how that does in my garden. And then here's Supertunia Priscilla. And Supertunia Priscilla, let me scoot back. I'm on my knees right now. Supertunia Priscilla was updated, a couple years ago. Was it last year or the year before? I don't remember. But they improved it basically. And that's one cool thing about Proven Winners, is they keep improving the plants. So this is a good example. So was a Supertunia, and this is the Supertunia Vista. And so this one would get so much bigger than the Supertunia Priscilla. But what they did is they actually improved the Supertunia Priscilla so that it would bloom more and it would be able to handle more. I grew Priscilla before it was improved, and it was a very pretty plant, but you could tell that it just it was better than a petunia that you would normally get at the garden center, right? But it didn't even compare to that. But now I can already see in the cans, it is blooming way more. And just this double bloom is just, oh my gosh, it's so pretty and so gorgeous. So I'm really excited to see how those do this year as well. You guys, this is amazing. I'm just going to sit in here. I'm just going to drink my coffee in here, I think. It's just so beautiful. Okay, so that is it. I didn't even go over every single plant I got. And of course, I didn't go over the 2024s. But yeah, it's pretty exciting. So bear with me over the next couple weeks. I'm going to have a ton of planting videos, because I want to get these in the ground as soon as possible so they have time to kind of start growing before my garden garden tour. I'm in the Pence Gallery Garden Tour in Davis, California. That's where I live, and it's on May 7th. So I want to get these all planted and ready to go so that I am ready for the garden tour. So let me know if you guys have any questions with any of the specific varieties. You always can call the Proven Winners call center. They have a fantastic call center and they can answer all the questions that you have. Like whenever I have a question for Proven Winners, they immediately, I'll be like, tell me about the Luscious Royale Lemon Tart. Like, what's special about it? And they'll just blah, 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 and tell me all this stuff. So it's really cool. It's a really, really great resource for all of their new annuals. And it's just, you guys, you can't beat this. You just can't beat this. It's so funny. I always joke with Jason, like I used to be really into clothes and like jewelry, and times have changed, and I think for the better, right? So anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this, and I hope you all have a chance to get in your garden today.